Big Sky is an incredible place to ski, but it's also a place where lodging decisions can make or break your trip. Between luxury slopeside condos, private homes scattered across the mountain, and a handful of hotels clustered around the base area, it's not always obvious what actually makes sense, especially once you start seeing prices. For this trip, we stayed at the Huntley Lodge in Big Sky's Mountain Village during Christmas week, which is about as peak season as it gets. This is not a traditional hotel review. I'm not going to rate pillows, count outlets, or compare thread counts. Instead, this video is built around one practical question. Is this the best value place to stay in Big Sky if your priority is skiing, access, and simplicity, without paying full luxury prices? To answer that clearly, I'm going to break this video into a few specific sections. First, location. Why Mountain Village access matters. Second, first impressions and common areas. Third, amenities. What actually adds value on a ski trip. Fourth, breakfast. Why this matters more than people think. Fifth, parking and transportation. A big deal at Big Sky. Sixth, dog-friendly factor. Seventh, price and overall value. Eighth, who this place is for and who it isn't. And ninth, our final verdict. If you're planning a Big Sky ski trip and trying to decide where to stay, especially during a busy week, this should help you figure out whether a place like this actually makes sense. First, let's talk about location. The biggest advantage of staying at the Huntley Lodge is location, and that's not an exaggeration. The hotel sits directly in Big Sky's Mountain Village, which is the main base area for the resort. From the front door, you're steps away from restaurants and bars, ski rentals and retail, base area events and common spaces, and most importantly, the Explorer Gondola. That gondola is a huge part of why staying here works so well. Instead of dealing with morning traffic, parking reservations, or shuttle schedules, you simply walk out of the hotel, click into your skis, and start your day. During peak periods like Christmas week, that convenience becomes even more valuable. While other people are sitting in traffic, stressing about parking, or timing shuttle buses, you're already moving uphill. For us, that ease of access fundamentally changed how relaxed the trip felt, especially in the mornings. Next, let's talk about first impressions and common areas. It's important to set expectations correctly. The Huntley Lodge is not a luxury property, and it's not pretending to be. You're not getting massive private balconies, high-end finishes, or a condo-style setup. What you do get is something very functional and honestly, very appropriate for a ski trip. The lobby and common areas feel warm and intentionally designed for winter use. There are multiple fireplaces, plenty of seating, and spaces where people naturally gather after skiing. It doesn't feel sterile or overly polished. It feels like a place where people come back in ski boots, layers, and beanies, which for us is a good thing. During colder days, those common areas mattered more than expected. Having a place to warm up, sit by a fire, have a drink, or just relax without retreating to the room made the hotel feel like more than just a place to sleep. Next, let's talk about the amenities. A lot of hotels advertise amenities, but not all of them actually matter on a ski trip. At the Huntley Lodge, the amenities are simple, but well aligned with how ski days actually go. There's a heated outdoor pool and hot tubs, which are exactly what you want after a full day on the mountain. Nothing flashy, just warm water, steam rising into cold air, and tired legs getting a break. After long days skiing Big Sky's terrain, that kind of recovery space becomes a real asset. Inside, the fireplaces and seating areas are more than just decorative. People actually use them. You'll see skiers relaxing, families warming up, and groups meeting up after the day. That makes the hotel feel social without being loud or chaotic. During the holidays, the hotel hosts small events that add to the experience without overwhelming it. When we were there, they had outdoor fire pits with s'mores, which sounds simple, but fits perfectly with a winter mountain vibe. It adds atmosphere without trying too hard. Next, let's talk about breakfast. One of the biggest practical advantages of staying here is the included breakfast. This doesn't sound exciting until you've skied Big Sky and paid Big Sky food prices. Having breakfast included does a few important things. It reduces your daily cost, it saves time in the mornings, and it simplifies logistics. Instead of driving or walking to find food, you can eat, gear up, and still be on the gondola early. That matters, especially during busy weeks when lines build quickly and first runs of the day are valuable. It's not about gourmet dining, it's about starting the day efficiently. Next, let's talk about parking and transportation, which is a big deal at Big Sky. This is a section that doesn't get talked about enough, but it's critical at Big Sky. Parking at ski resorts has become increasingly complicated, and Big Sky is no exception. During busy periods, parking fills up quickly, and access can add stress to what should be a fun day. One of the biggest advantages of staying at Huntley Lodge is that you can essentially eliminate parking from the equation. If you're staying here, you don't need to drive to ski, you don't need a parking reservation, you don't need to worry about when lots fill up, and you don't need to move your car during the day. You can park once, unload, and then forget about your car for the duration of your stay. That's a huge mental shift compared to staying farther away, where every morning starts with checking road conditions, timing your departure, finding parking, or relying on shuttle bus schedules. For us, not having to think about parking at all made the entire trip more relaxed. If you're traveling during peak season, or if weather is unpredictable, this alone can justify staying closer to the base. Next, we're going to talk about one of the biggest differentiators. A major plus is that the Huntley Lodge is dog-friendly. That's surprisingly rare for hotels located directly in ski villages, and for people traveling with dogs, it immediately narrows your options. If you ski with your dog, want to take midday breaks, or just don't want to deal with boarding logistics, this becomes a meaningful advantage. It also speaks to the overall vibe of the place. Practical, flexible, and geared toward real-world travel, not just luxury tourism. Next, let's talk about price and overall value. Big Sky is not a cheap destination, especially during peak weeks. Luxury slopeside condos and private homes can easily climb into territory that doesn't make sense unless you're traveling with a large group. The Huntley Lodge occupies a very specific middle ground: true mountain village location, walkable lift access, included breakfast, no car required, dog friendly. If you book early, especially with Icon Pass related deals, pricing can be surprisingly reasonable given how close you are to the mountain. And when you factor in the total cost of the trip, no rental car, no daily parking stress, fewer meals out, and less transportation planning, the value becomes even clearer. Even if the nightly rate looks higher than staying farther away, the overall experience often ends up being simpler and sometimes cheaper. So how exactly did this place fit our trip style? For this Christmas trip, our priorities were straightforward: easy mornings, minimal logistics, maximum ski time. We weren't looking for luxury or extra space. We wanted convenience, flexibility, and predictability. Staying here allowed us to ski for a few hours, come back to the room to warm up, head back out if conditions were good, and still be right in the village at night. That flexibility matters at Big Sky, where terrain is spread out and conditions can change quickly. So who is this place for? This is a great fit if you prioritize skiing over luxury, want to stay in the mountain village, are visiting during peak season, value convenience and simplicity, and want to avoid parking and transportation hassles. This might not be the best fit for you if you want a full kitchen and lots of space, prefer a private condo or home, are looking for high-end finishes, or want a quieter, more isolated stay. This place shines when access and efficiency matter more than luxury. So, is the Huntley Lodge the best value hotel in Big Sky? For ski-focused trips, especially during busy weeks, yes. It's not about luxury, it's about removing friction. You're close to the lifts, you don't need to drive, parking isn't a concern, breakfast is handled, and you're right in the middle of the village. You're paying for access, not excess, and in a place like Big Sky, that's often the smartest choice.